background, the Mackinac Bridge, the Mac as it's called. It bridges from across the Lake Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Lake Michigan, Lake Huron is on the other side.
And we're on our way to Petoskey, I think.
Yeah. Having fun with the family.
This is the South Tower fog bell. When the Mackinac Bridge was constructed, a bell was placed at the base of each tower to guide the approaching vessels during the poor visibility. This is a monument to the workers who built the bridge and those who lost their lives. 5 people lost their lives, iron workers, and all their tools on their belts. The Mackinac Bridge, or Mackinac Bridge, is one of the largest bridges in the country. It's almost 5 miles long, and it is really spectacular to be able to drive across it. And we enjoyed our drive. It was a $14.40, I think, toll to get our rig and our tow car across. But we headed over the bridge and onto Petoskey to meet up with my youngest daughter and her family.
Hey, $14.
The Mackinac Bridge is a suspension bridge that connects the upper and lower peninsulas in the state of Michigan. It spans the Straits of Mackinac and the body of water that connects Lake Michigan and Lake Huron, 2 of the largest Great Lakes. This is our 3rd stay at the Sun Outdoors Petoskey RV resort, which is really one of the nicest resorts we've ever stayed at. And my daughter brought some tomahawk steaks.
Hey, we're talking tomahawk steaks here. Look at this. Look at this. Unbelievable.
It was a wonderful weekend to spend with my daughter and her husband and 2 of my 3 grandchildren that they had. We had a great time and always enjoy being with them.
All right, and we put up our last sticker for Wisconsin. Woohoo!
There's one guy that was underneath the bridge up there. He was like way underneath it. And I was like thinking, my God, why is he underneath the bridge? And then I talked to a couple other guys on the other side, and I go, what are you fishing for? Because the water's really rushing. And he says, salmon and trout.
Singing in Petoskey, Michigan. We're on the pier, the lighthouse in Petoskey, and it's raining. Well, the lighthouse is missing the top, or it's a LED light.
Probably updated. Lost its nostalgia. It's like most things.
As we packed up and headed out of the Sun Outdoors Petoskey RV Park, we encountered a little bit of rain, some sprinkles off and on, which are not the greatest thing to be driving in, but we managed, and we headed south to Traverse City, our next stop. We always enjoy staying at KOA campgrounds, especially the Journey and the holiday ones. And this one here in particular had a back-in spot, so we had to detach the car and then back in. But we were only here for a couple of days, but it was very nice. The weather wasn't great, and we started to hit a little rain and cloudiness and a little bit cool.
So this is one of the most scenic areas of Traverse City.
Right there, little boats with a little pond.
A little boat and a little pond.
The main reason you come here, though, is in the summertime for all that beautiful lake with the sailing boats, the pontoon cruises. A little cold, a little nippy for that right now.
Traverse City was an old city. The buildings are old and actually very well preserved. Of course, the shops have been updated, and but the facades have maintained their early, though I would say 1940s, 1950s look. And we just walked around and poked inside of some of these shops to look at what they had to offer. We took a little ride up to Mission Point to look at the Mission Point Lighthouse, which is a very well preserved lighthouse. It's no longer in service, and some of the other attractions that were on that site was a very interesting log cabin which had been built in the 1700s, and it was about ready to be teared down, and a group of do-gooders got together and had it moved to this site and reconstructed. of the things that we really enjoy as we've been traveling around the country, especially in the late summer and the early fall, is to stop by the various produce stands that are along the side of the road and pick up some fresh produce. It's really good, it's organic, no GMOs, and we even found a place that had fresh farm eggs, which were in a refrigerator out by the side of the road, and the honor system was in place, and you paid for your eggs, and they were really very good.
Get eggs?
Yep. No blackberries.
How much are the eggs?
$4 a dozen.
Wow.
But they're farm fresh, organic.
Okay.
Pay $1 more.
They're all different colors.
Yeah, it's the way natural eggs are supposed to.
What'd you get?
Raspberries and donut peaches. Yellow.
And no cherries.
No cherries, no blueberries. I have a feeling those are out of season.
As we continued our trip south, we decided to stop in Grand Rapids, Michigan and visit with one of my very close high school buddies, Leon Gregorian, who's a very accomplished musician. We found a campground that was not too far from their home. We got set up in the campground, and then we drove on and his wife Linda's home and spent a really lovely afternoon. Hadn't seen him in 30 years or so, and we had a great time together. Leon is a very accomplished pianist, played with the Boston Symphony and many symphonies around the world. He has conducted the Owensboro Symphony Orchestra for many years, the Midland Symphony Orchestra, and for 35 or 40 years was a professor of music at Michigan State, recently retired. His wife, Linda, is also a very accomplished violinist and violist, plays with symphony orchestra and was a teacher for many, many years. With very successful students. We then headed further south down to the Cincinnati area and caught up with another one of my high school buddies, Andreas Polimenos. Andy and Leon and I were as thick as thieves in high school, and Andrew became a professional opera singer and a teacher. And he was professor of music at Bowling Green University for over 35 years and retired. And then he was hired after that by Indiana University and has spent another 17 years as professor of voice. And he lives in the Cincinnati area with his wife, Lee. Our next stop was Columbus, Ohio, where we visited with my daughter Cindy and her family and my granddaughter Sarah and Michael, and it was Sarah's 17th birthday, so it was a fun weekend, as well as it was her homecoming weekend at her high school, so we got to meet many of her friends. In case when we're with Michael, we never suffer from food or lack of food, and always something very interesting.
Have all of you guys had the Dutch baby before?
I have. Oh yeah.
Now this is called a what?
Dutch baby.
Dutch baby.
This is the healthy stuff.
It's like icing.
Now this is the lemon glaze on top of the egg souffle. And that is your Dutch, guys. Baby, I'm going to leave that there for you to take some. I'll be right back. Do you need extra plates?
Sure.
Alright, so I'm going to be right back.
No calories, huh?
Yeah, low calories.
What happened to it? Where'd it go? What is that?
Chorizo, eggs Benedict, and then hash browns with sauteed veggies and cheese on top.
Wow. And you got chocolate chip pancakes,
Yep.
and that's a
Chorizo omelet.
chorizo omelet. Chorizo omelet. Chorizo omelet. With pancakes?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get fat.
with pancakes. You got the same, buddy.
Thank you.
You let it go till it goes out?
Yeah.
So what do you got there, Virginia?
It looks like a Viking ship on fire. We're burying some. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Happy birthday to you.
Can we get some forks?
Are you having a problem?
Stop!
Are you having a problem? Are you having a problem opening that?
You try it opening.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Look for us in the next video.